Hi everyone, I'm Mike and welcome to the Learn Your English Language Quick Fix on using patterns to boost your IELTS band. In this short video, I just want to welcome you to the actual quick fix, and we'll talk a little bit about the pattern we're going to be looking at, how it connects to the IELTS rubric, and some pointers for how you can use this quick fix and some suggestions for what to do after this video and during the course. So first of all, welcome. I'm sure you're all wondering, what is a quick fix? Well, a quick fix is just a small lesson on a specific language point. And really what we want to do is to help you work on those smaller points that many classes don't have time to focus on. And really, we think that these quick fixes help you with an immediate need or a problem. A lot of students come to us saying, Mike, how can I A or how can I B? How can I say this in English? How can I say that in English? So really, the quick fixes are requests that we've had from our own students. And what we really like about these is that it gives you something to use right away. And after you learn this, you feel really confident and you have a kind of greater sense of accomplishment. So we think that these quick fixes are excellent learning tools. And really, we guarantee three things from these quick fixes. You're guaranteed to learn, you're definitely guaranteed to improve, and we firmly believe that you'll find new ways to use what you know. So let's get started with the pattern. So what pattern are we looking at in this quick fix? Well, in this quick fix, we will look at the point, example, and explanation pattern. This pattern is common in academic writing and formal and informal conversation. The goal is to teach you this pattern and help you use it in your future life. And really, this pattern is very useful for helping you increase your IELTS band. And again, you can also use the same pattern in high school writing, university writing, or any other sort of formal writing and speaking situation. Well, how does it increase your IELTS band? So in the course, we've actually provided the links to these rubrics. These are public links, so you don't need to feel bad about looking at them. But let's look at the speaking test first. How is the speaking test graded? Well, here you can see that it's graded in fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammar and accuracy, and pronunciation. So fluency and coherence means, how well you speak and how well you connect your ideas. Lexical resource, how high of a level is your vocabulary. Grammar and accuracy, how many grammar types are you using? How accurate are you? And finally, the pronunciation. How clearly are you speaking and how smoothly are you speaking? Are you speaking in a way that is clear to understand? And finally, let's look at the writing task. So the writing task we're looking at today is writing task 2. So writing task 2 is graded on task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammar and accuracy. As you can see, the criteria are quite similar, but with the writing task, you're looking at task achievement. So here it's looking at your ability to write an essay. Well, why is this important for the point, example, explanation pattern? Well, this pattern can actually help you with these key areas. So fluency and coherence are impacted because the pattern helps you speak faster and it helps you connect your ideas. Grammar and accuracy go up because you're using a variety of sentence types in this pattern. And of course, you're going to achieve the task because when you write an essay, you need to write it in an organized way that, again, connects the ideas and shows that you're using a variety of structures. So really, this pattern is useful for both aspects of the IELTS test. So let's get started, because I think a big question a lot of people have is, what do you mean by sentence variety or types of sentences? So what I'd like for you to do is to grab a notebook or a notebook, and I want you to see if you can connect these sentence beginnings on the left with their endings on the right. So if you want to pause the video and try this activity as a warm-up task, please do so now. Okay, let's have a look at the answers. So here you can see that we've combined both halves, and we have a variety of sentence types. The grammar in these sentences are, is quite different. So let's break these down. Some of these sentences are what we would call a simple sentence. Some of them are a compound sentence. Some of them are a compound complex sentence, and some of them are complex sentences. So in this video, we'll briefly talk a little bit about what makes a sentence simple, compound, complex, or compound complex. So let's go. Well, a simple sentence is a sentence that has one independent clause. And here you can see two examples. We have a subject, a verb, and then we have an object or a modifier. That is one clause. A compound sentence has two independent clauses. So it has two simple sentences that are connected in the middle. And these are connected by either a coordinating conjunction, also known as the fanboys, or an adverbial conjunction, which is shown here with however. So let's break this down even further. So the conjunctions, or the coordinating conjunctions on the left, those are combined by using a comma and then the conjunction. The adverbial conjunctions are typically used using a semicolon, a adverbial conjunction, and a comma, which we can see in this previous slide in the example, however. Complex sentences are sentences which have one independent clause and one dependent clause. And these sentences are combined using a subordinating conjunction. In the first example, we can see because. In the second example, we can see when. These are subordinating conjunctions. And what do you notice about the comma? Well, you notice that when the subordinating conjunction is at the beginning, there's a comma. And when it's in the middle, there's no comma. You don't need to worry about that too much for the IELTS test, but for your everyday writing, it's a good rule to remember. And here is a list of subordinating conjunctions. So when you use these words, you're using a complex sentence. Now, let's cover one more before we move on. So here we have a complex sentence, compound complex sentence. So in these, we can see that there are three clauses. We have, in the first example, an independent clause, and a dependent clause. And they are combined using the conjunctions and because. In the second example, we have a dependent clause at the beginning, followed by an independent clause. So there we have the complex sentence. Then we have the conjunction and then another sentence. Okay, so this is a compound complex sentence. In the final example, we have the independent clause, the adverbial conjunction, another independent clause. So that's the compound sentence. And this is joined with another dependent clause using because. So because they have three clauses, we can call these compound complex sentences. Now, a lot of people ask, can you use a compound sentence? Well, you know what? Go for it. You can say a compound sentence, but typically we wouldn't write them. Typically, the longest sentence you should have would be this, a three-clause compound complex sentence. So why is this all important? Why am I talking about compound complex sentences and complex sentences when the real focus is the point, example, and explanation pattern? Well, it's connected to the IELTS rubric, okay? So because complex sentences help you connect multiple ideas, they're very helpful for using the point, example, explanation pattern. But more importantly for IELTS, the more complex sentences you use, so the more sentences with because, when, although, and all those conjunctions, then the higher your IELTS score will be, in particular, your grammar score. And again, we can use these complex sentences in the point, example, explanation pattern. In fact, the point, example, explanation pattern helps you know when, where, and why to use each sentence type in your IELTS speaking and writing tests. So because you're using this pattern, you're actually going to ensure that all three sentence types are used in your answer. So let's look at what we will study in this quick fix. First, you'll learn the pattern. Then you'll learn how to recognize the pattern in some model answers. Again, you will need to use your notebooks to practice using the pattern on your own as you proceed. And you'll learn to use formulaic language, which will again help you speak faster. And we hope that you'll choose at least one independent study task to practice this pattern outside of this space. And finally, we really want you to give us feedback about not only this quick fix, but your ideas for future quick fixes so we can help you again fill your immediate need or solve your immediate problem. And remember that this is only one offering we have. You can join the Learn Your English School of Learning for just $5. And that will give you access to all kinds of other resources for as long as you wish. And again, you can go at your own pace. So remember to enjoy this quick fix, go at your own pace, but also sign up for the Learn Your English School of Learning and again, continue to do so with the other offerings we have. Well, that's it for me. Thank you very much for choosing this quick fix. Thank you very much for choosing Learn Your English, and let's get started learning, okay?